Okay. Welcome to this episode of Diaspora Scholars TV. So we are in Louisiana. We are still in Louisiana, and right now we are actually at Baton Rouge. We are at Christ the King Christian Center. This is a church led by an African pastor who lives in Louisiana, and I'm walking towards him to be able to get a story about this church. Pastor, how are you?
I'm all right.
Really good to see you again.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, yesterday I felt spiritually fulfilled.
Amen.
Amen. I came to this church and somebody did not really disappoint from what he told me. He told me instead of going to Alabama, come to Louisiana.
Amen.
And I want to thank some of your congregants, for example, Professor Moses Ihachi, Jasmine Mongai,
yes,
and the many people I met here.
Yes.
Finally, I have time to talk to you because yesterday was a busy day.
Yes.
So tell us, what your names are, and we want to hear a story about this church.
Yes.
Because the Africans I met here, who are members of your church,
yes,
are different. They are very good people.
Yes.
They want to change people's lives.
Yes.
They all say they are pastor.
Yes.
Change their lives. So tell us about the church. Again, your name, Chibuike Azouru.
Yes.
So let's talk.
Yes.
How did you start this church and etc.?
Yes, my name, as I told you, is Chibuike Azouru. Yeah, when I came to this country in 1981.
1981.
And I came here as a Christian. And I noticed that most Africans who were Christians back home, when they come to America, after a while you find out they are no longer Christians. They are now don't even go to church.
Yeah.
So I looked at it and I was wondering what is happening, only to find out that the churches in America is not meeting their need.
Yes.
Nobody reaches out to them when they are struggling and whatever they are going through. So I said, okay, I decided to start house fellowship in my house.
In your house?
Yes.
So at the time, where were you living? And so in 1981, you came as a student?
As a student.
To study what area?
I came originally to be electrical engineer, to do electrical engineer, because I was doing electrical engineering in Italy.
Oh, in Italy?
In Italy.
Okay.
So
when you say Italy, you are doing electrical engineering, you are a student or working there?
I was a student in Italy doing electrical engineering.
Master student or?
I was doing undergraduate.
Undergraduate.
Yes. And the language was giving me headache.
Yeah. What they were teaching in what language?
In Italian language. And I went there without the knowledge that they teach in Italian language.
Wow.
I thought it was English.
Yeah.
So I said no, that I cannot study language in 3 months and get into the university and be able to do what I needed to do as a student.
Yeah.
So I decided to leave Italy and come to America. So I came here in 1981.
Okay.
Then started school in the summer of 81.
What school was that?
That was Southern University.
Okay.
So, but before I start, I prayed, I said, God, I need to do a course that could give me the opportunity to be able to work, make a living, support myself, and then be able to go to school.
Yeah.
So when I thought about it, the Lord led me to do accounting.
Oh.
So I changed
from electrical engineering to
accounting. So I registered fall of 81. Summer of 81 for accounting class. And start going to school. And as the Lord may have it, I did my accounting degree 2.5 years.
Wow.
And graduated with honors.
In 2.5 years?
2.5 years.
That was God's grace?
Yes, God's grace. And I was
from engineering
accounting.
In Nigeria, had you done any accounting?
Never. So, as the Lord gave me the grace and I finished 2.5 years with honors, I said, okay, let me go to graduate school. So I went to graduate school, did my MBA.
Yes.
After
same school, Southern University?
No, at Southeastern Louisiana University.
So you moved to Southeastern
Louisiana University.
Yes.
and did my MBA within 1 year.
Again, in a record 1 year, you were done?
Yeah, I'm done with the MBA. So I finished 1985.
Wow.
December.
Wow.
Then I got a job. The job I was doing at that time was washing cars.
Washing cars?
So I was washing cars.
You are now applying some engineer.
Accounting, with my accounting degree. But I was doing that job as the best thing that ever happened to me. And those in the car dealership never knew that I have even a high school diploma.
Oh my goodness.
So until...
You humbled yourself.
Yeah. Until
to get what you want.
Exactly. Until one morning, the owner of the dealership was coming to work and saw me walking. He came to me and greeted me and said, "How are you doing?" I said, "I'm not doing well." He said, "Why? What are you not doing well?" I said, "I need a job." He said, "You got a job?"
Yeah.
I said, "It's not this kind of job." He said, "What kind of job are you looking at?" I said, "An accounting job." The guy was shocked. I said, "What kind of education do you have looking for an accounting job?"
MBA.
I told him. He said, "Look, don't kid me or pull my leg. If what you're saying is true, tell your supervisors, your lecturers, to write me a letter."
Because it was disbelief.
Exactly. So
how long had you worked in the dealership washing cars?
Yeah.
Before you told the owner?
I spent at least 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, because when I was going to do my MBA,
oh, you were still working
I was working there.
Oh, so you continued?
I continued when I graduated. So I told my professors, they wrote him a letter. After he read it, he said no, he called the controller to create an office.
To create an office?
Immediately. So he created an office for me, and I became the accounting receivable of that accountant. I became an accountant immediately.
You are watching Diaspora Scholars TV. This is the story of Pastor Chibuike Azouru. He's a pastor at this church, Christ the King Christian Center. He's been leading this church for 26 years. Listen to his story. He washed cars for 2 years.
2 years.
He had an MBA.
That's right.
Being humble can take you places.
Yes.
They opened an office for you.
Yes, they opened an office for me as an accountant. So the first day I started, so the salespeople that I washed their cars when they sell it saw me with a suit. One of them said, "No, that's UK." The other one said, "No, UK is in the washing rack." So both of them were... They
were not believe it is you in a suit.
Exactly. So they were arguing. So they came upstairs, asked the secretary who was there.
Yeah.
I said, "We are looking for UK, Chibuike." So she pressed called my office, my line, and I picked up. I said, "Who are they?" He said, "There are 2 young men here from sales that want to talk to you." So I came out from my office. The other one said, "I told you that was him." So the other one said, "What are you doing here?"
I see from your face, you see that even right now.
Exactly. So from that day onwards,
they respected you.
They respected me. So they couldn't even believe that I am a certified public accountant.
Wow.
Because I've taken the exam.
Yes, you had passed everything.
Passed it. And then the Louisiana refused that I will practice.
Practice.
Yeah. They said I wasn't a resident.
What was going on?
I wasn't a resident.
Oh, you are not a resident.
Yeah. So they said I wasn't a resident, and I left it like that. So eventually, when I started the home fellowship, because of Africans who do not continue being Christians when they're over here, because nobody reached out to them, encouraged them. So I started that fellowship, started to grow. It continued to grow up to a point we have up to 200 members. 200 members. So a pastor. When you started as a fellowship, how many people were coming from? About three families. 3 families. My families, yes. And 2 other families. Who are those? One of them is from Kogi State, and the other person is from what do you call it? Calabar area.
Oh, Calabar area.
Yeah, Tony.
And you are from which area?
Yeah, I'm from Abia State.
Abia State.
Yeah. So there's 3 families and our wives.
Okay.
We were 6 who started the fellowship.
And then a fellowship, after that you take a meal together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, we share meals together.
Yeah.
And our children
play together.
Yeah. So when this fellowship started growing, one of the members brought the pastor.
Oh, brought the pastor?
Yeah, the pastor to visit the fellowship. So the Pastor Brown, came and saw how big and our homes are no longer accommodating them.
Yeah.
He suggested that we come and use his church since we meet on Saturdays.
Oh.
So we moved to Faith Chapel Church of God.
Faith Chapel Church of God. And that was their church.
Yeah.
But now you're meeting Saturday and they use it on Sunday.
Exactly. So we start meeting there. Then after some years, some members of African Christian Fellowship from New Orleans, and one of them also from Oklahoma, they heard about our fellowship in Baton Rouge and came to us to join them as an African Christian Fellowship.
Started growing.
So
that is now around 1980.
That was 1992. 92. So I prayed about it. I said, yeah, okay, I surrendered the fellowship to African Christian Fellowship.
African Christian Fellowship.
So in 1996, I was still leading, I was their president when I handed it over.
African Christian Fellowship.
Yes. So I led it for 7 years at a stretch. And then God was leading into my heart to start a ministry.
Yes.
I said, God, you must be kidding. Why didn't you let me use this group that I've already grown to start a fellowship?
Yeah.
Start a church. And you wanted me to hand it over to them, and you want me to start from where? So I was struggling. I was struggling, praying about it. I said, God, I told my wife we are not going to be pastors, and my wife, we agreed that what I'm doing here doesn't need me to be a pastor. I just want to.
But God kept on calling you.